Today, Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu announced that 2 trillion naira economic stabilization plan. The idea is to revitalize the country's economy over the next 6 months. In other words, by the end of this year, the government is looking to spend about 2 trillion naira to stabilize the economy that's been hit by the announcement of a fuel subsidy removal and the the harmonization of exchange rates. The president inaugurated the Presidential Economic Coordination Council, or called the PECC, which was established back in the month of March. The chairman is Mr. President himself. We want to keep everything under his table. The team, however, include other government figures such as the Vice President, the President of the Senate, the Governors Forum chairman, and prominent private sector leaders, including billionaire businessmen Aliko Dangote, Tony Elumelu, and others, and they will serve on the council for a one-year term. Now, briefing journalists, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, says the 2 trillion naira package will prioritize food security, social welfare, energy, and health. Take a listen.
I believe so much deeply in the organized private sector. The partnership to drive the economy of this country for reforms and stabilization that is necessary. Give the incentive where we must and leave the market to control the pricing mechanism and the consumption. In the face of it, then we have the challenge of energy security. We need to work together to include power, oil, and gas, to increase our own grid electricity. We are determined to do that with your cooperation and collaboration and recommendations. As a nation, it's so shameful that we are about 4.5 gigawatts. We must increase our oil production too to 2 million barrels per day within the next few months. Remove all barriers for entry investment into the sector to enhance competitiveness.
It's a great day that the President has launched this, Presidential Economic Coordinating Council, where the private sector and the public sector will actually work together to make sure that we better the lives of our people. You must have heard, even though I'm sorry I came in a bit late, I was addressing the press again outside. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy explained to you the kind of interventions that the government is going to make, I think almost 2 trillion. Apart from that, we are going to sit down and advise government the kind of policies that government will roll out. Most of these things, we have them. They've already been discussed over and over. It's just a matter of implementation. And I think the choice of people that we have at this, Presidential Economic Coordinating Committee, they are good enough to be able to advise government how to implement.
Our renewed hope agenda, our economic planning model have recognized that we must give pride of place to our private sector. And today what Mr. President inaugurated reflects his conviction that we must give that pride of place, and recognizing that we are a federal setting and the subnationals are important. Just last week, Mr. President met with the subnationals, the state governors in particular, at the National Economic Council meeting. And in that, he challenged them, among others, to give him a plan about accelerated food production and social protection on a word-by-word basis. This is similar to what many countries have done, federal countries, so that he can respond by supporting specific needs.
For me, as the President said, it's good for Nigeria to be talking about food security, because it is time we put more food on the table and also at affordable prices. The President spoke about energy crisis, energy security. We need to improve power generation in Nigeria so that we can power our businesses and power our people to prosperity. And we need to increase our oil production. As the coordinator said, the President's target is 2 million barrels per day. Is it achievable? Yes, but we just need to do what we need to do to get to that level. And also, all of this is all about creating prosperity for our people.
It is a mix of the top talent and the top stakeholders available within the Nigerian business sector. That council will meet and report to Mr. President monthly, and today they were presented with the outcomes of Mr. President's review of the accelerated stabilization and advancement plan. And that was in an emergency plan to cover the next 6 months, which Mr. President had directed that a combination of his own economic management team and the subnationals, the governorship, the governor's level, and the private sector put together for his consideration. And the sum of that very important exercise is that a 2 trillion naira package involving 350 billion naira funding for health and social welfare, 500 billion naira funding for agriculture and food security, 500 billion for the energy and power sector, and general business support of about 650 billion.